June were pivotal in many ways. They demanded a hard look at the country's fiscal policy. The country's debt burden and the utilization of those funds was thrust front and center. Kenya's debt to China cannot be underestimated. And when President William Ruto led a delegation to China this week, he called for a reprofiling of Africa's debt, even as he went after more development financing. A ball and chain, usually used to refer to a nagging wife, but in Kenya's case, it may as well refer to China, to whom it is inexorably linked. So while President William Ruto may be viewed to have cast his eye more west than east, contrary to his predecessor, when China came calling, he, like most other African presidents, went running. Enter the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. China not only has Kenya by the chokehold, but the continent. China owns the largest share of Africa's external public debt, held by bilateral creditors at 42.2%. A situation replicated in Kenya. China is Kenya's largest bilateral lender, and the Exim Bank of China was projected by the Public Debt and Privatization Committee of the National Assembly to account for 25% of total external debt servicing expenditure this financial year at 147 billion shillings. When he made his presentation at the high-level Belt and Road Initiative meeting at Fokak on Thursday, President Ruto made a call for the reprofiling of Africa's debt.
The second critical area requiring China's close collaboration is to work with Africa on debt treatment generally, and in particular, reprofiling of debt to incorporate a longer grace period and longer tenure for both existing and future financial facilities to provide fiscal space for uptake of urgent development financing.
When Kenya joined the G20 Debt Service Suspension Initiative of 2020, its full impact was limited to the first half of 2021, as China unilaterally refused any extension beyond that date. The expansion of the standard gauge railway, labelled, quote, the train to nowhere, was on the agenda as Kenya departed for China, as was the dualling of the Nairobi Northern Bypass. While Kenya hoped to conclude discussions on the extension and completion of the SGR phases 2B and C, Naivasha to Kisumu and Kisumu to Malaba, as well as the Rironi-Mau Summit-Malaba dual carriageway, what was signed was a 36 billion shilling credit facility with the China Development Bank for the construction of 15 rural roads. Experts opining that given a slowdown in China's economy, experience with default, and concerns around the bilateral arrangements made with different terms and little transparency as part of the Belt and Roads Initiative, which began in 2013, China may not be as eager. Nonetheless, Kenya is looking to diversify its funding through panda bonds and signed up to the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank in search of concessional financing.